Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's been a little bit, but I'm glad to be back. As you can tell, I'm obviously not pregnant anymore. Actually, the day I was going to film this video, I actually went into labor that morning. So yes, I did have my little girl on December 27th, 2020. Still really wanted to film this video because I wanted to show not only what I packed in my bag, but what I actually used and what I wish I would have brought with. So when I packed my bag, and I saw lots of people who had packed their bags that were still pregnant, but not a lot of people who showed what they actually used in their bags. So that was one of the things I really wanted to show, was what I actually used in my bag during my stay at the hospital, which we actually wound up staying a little bit longer because of a complication I had with my birth, but that's in another video. So when packing, it was a little difficult, like I said, because we are in the middle of a pandemic, so there was no hospital tours, which I think makes it a little more difficult, because when you take a tour of the hospital, you can kind of see like what they have, what you might need, and you get like a little visual of like the room and like, you know, what you might want to bring with as comfort items. Another thing that made it hard is, yes, it is my first baby, so I'm sure I overpacked, which I totally did. And then at the end of this video, I'm also going to show some things, or tell you guys some things that I wish I would have brought with me. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is some comfort items that I brought with and I actually wound up using. But to start off, this is, and all of the items in this video, I'm going to try to find links so that they'll be in the description box below, so that if you like any of these items, you can go ahead and go check them out for yourself. Starting off with, this is the bag that I brought to the hospital. I got it at Target. It's like one of their weekender bags, and I liked it because, one, with it being COVID, I like that this was like a material, it's like a faux leather that I could like wipe off and like sanitize when and second is I really liked this size. Like, I think it's like a really good size and it fit everything I needed. We'll go ahead and start with the comfort items that I brought that I really enjoyed. One of the first things I brought with for a comfort item that I really liked was my Yeti water bottle. I really like this because I really like really cold icy water, and especially when you're hot and in labor, this was like a really big help. And as you can hear, I have ice in there now, and the nurses were really great with, you know, refilling it and bringing me ice whenever I needed to refill. So one of my choices for my birth plan was to not have IV fluids for as long as possible, so it was really important that I kept hydrating and kept drinking, so I really felt like that was a really big help. The second comfort item that I brought that I really liked was my own blanket. I'm a big person with smells, and I really don't like the way the hospital smells. I think it's cold and sterile and smells a lot like rubbing alcohol, which is good because it means it's clean, but yeah, bringing my own blanket. I brought this one. It was just from Target, and it's just like a little knitted blanket. I loved it because it smelled like home, which is really comforting, and also it was like super light, so it didn't make me really hot, but it was there just, you know, to cuddle and, you know, try to help me get some sleep, because my labor was 26 hours long. So having this and, you know, having a little sense of home was really important, and, you know, I really liked it. Another item that I brought with was a really long iPhone charging cord, because if you've ever given birth or ever had to stay in the hospital, you know that all of the plugs to plug anything in are super far away from the bed. This one I think is like 10 feet long, but it was perfect because I still had room to like kind of move it around while I was in the bed. And then I also brought one of these for my husband as well. And one of the last comfort items I brought is kind of a comfort item for me, but also kind of a comfort item for little baby girl, was a boppy pillow. So I brought my boppy pillow to the hospital. Some people do, some people don't. It's kind of a mixed review. What I would say though is I do love this boppy pillow, but I wound up actually getting the Breast Friend nursing pillow, which I use at home now, and I actually like that one a lot better because it really gives you more support where the baby kind of like sinks in. This one, the Breast Friend pillow, actually is like more of a firm pillow, and it gives you like a better position to feed baby if you do choose to breastfeed. So I did like bringing this, but I wish I would have brought my Breast Friend pillow. Also, another comfort item I brought that I really love, and I hope to do with all my kids, is my own hospital gown. I bought this off of Amazon. It was super cheap. I think it was like not even $20 or less than $25, but I loved having my own hospital gown. I don't know about everybody, but I wanted something that was my own, kind of smelled like home, and actually like really fit me, because the hospital gowns at my hospital that I went to were huge. When I actually went into triage, I didn't have my bag yet, so I had on one of the hospital gowns, and it works just fine if you don't want to buy your own hospital gown. It serves its purpose, but what I liked about this is it actually like fit, so I wasn't constantly trying to like put it back on my shoulders or retie it. Like this hospital gown that I bought off of Amazon, like I said, I'll link it below, It actually has like buttons all down the back instead of ties, and it also has like the buttons on the front so you can like easily open it up for nursing later if you choose. I qualified that I could wear it because it did open all the way down the back. For my hospital, that was a requirement for checking epidurals or if they have to do like some type of check. But yeah, I definitely would recommend getting your own hospital gown to bring because it was one of my personal favorites. The nurses, when I brought it out, were like, you know, it's gonna get really dirty. But actually it came completely clean. My husband was amazing and washed it right when we got home and just spot treated it a little bit, and it came completely clean. The next thing that I brought was like clothing wise was some gowns. I got this one from Target, and it buttons, like I said, it buttons in the front for easy access for while I was nursing. I really liked this one from Target. It's the brand Stars Above. Like I said, I'll link this below, but this was one that I brought. This is the one that I actually wore the majority of the time that I was in the hospital that I really, really liked. And it Stars Above too, but it's a little bit softer material. Like, it still buttons all the way down the front, and it was long sleeve. The second thing I have in here is my coming home outfit, which I also got from Target. This was in the maternity section. It's the Isabel Maternity, and it's just this shirt with some buttons on the side so that you can nurse. And it's just like really flowy and stretchy, so it wasn't like tight or anything on your belly. Pants that I brought with were these. I got them off of Amazon. They were postpartum and maternity like sweatpants, and I don't think they have a brand, but I can link it from Amazon. But I really, really liked these because they were like super soft for your tummy, and they weren't tight, and it was great because you are wearing like a big diaper because you've just given birth. Okay, so other clothing items that I brought was, I did get a matching swaddle and robe set for me and baby girl. So yeah, I do believe that my husband gave this to me as a gift before we had baby Emelina, and I loved it so much because he picked it out, and it has the matching swaddle and the little hat for her, which was really funny because she came out really small, like just under 6 pounds. The hat really didn't fit, it kind of kept falling off, but it did look really cute in some of the pictures, and the matching swaddle. So that was fun to have. Is it a necessity? I don't think so, but it was really fun to like take those pictures and share those moments with her. So I am glad that I brought that. So the last clothing items that I brought, I actually got these like packing cubes too. I think they're actually like by the makeup aisle, but I use them as like packing cubes to separate all my stuff in the hospital, which was super helpful because I wasn't really moving around a lot after labor. I was kind of just in the bed a lot. Having these cubes was really helpful because I could really tell my husband like where it was. I'm like, it's in the big cube, it's in the medium-sized cube, so he could easily find things for me. Like I said, I'll link these below. I believe they are from Target is where I got these. So I did wind up bringing my own socks to go with my hospital gown, which I really liked. And these were, they're actually like yoga socks because they have like the little grippies on the bottom, and they also have, which I really like to help keep them on, is like a little stretchy tab in the front. And also they didn't make me too hot. I got these from Target, and they also have little like grippy things in the heels too to really help them stay on. So I loved having these socks. They came in a pack of 2, so I used some while in labor, and then I used other ones for postpartum. Also, I brought nursing tanks. I didn't really use these while I was in the hospital. I thought I would just be in like a nursing tank and pants, but what I learned was you don't really wear pants while you're in the hospital, like I said. So I didn't really wind up using these, but I did use them a lot when I came home, when I was able to wear like my big comfy pants and then these, because you don't have to wear a bra with these. They just have like the little, so I got these off of Amazon. I think I'm either a pack of 3 or a pack of 4. But so I didn't use these in the hospital, but I did use them postpartum, so I do recommend getting some of these if you are going to breastfeed. I did wear my nighttime nursing bra, which is from Kindred Bravely, and it's, what I liked about this one is there wasn't any snaps. You just kind of fold it down and like whip out the boob to nurse. So this was really, really helpful just because, you know, when you're trying to sleep in the hospital and it's dark and, you know, your first time mom and you and baby are both trying to figure out nursing, it was really helpful just to not really have to worry about a clip, just pull it down. And I think this is like, I think I got a size like medium from Kindred Bravely in the busty section because the regular ones are like really, really small. So I do recommend if you order these to order a size up. And I did bring a normal nursing bra, which I wore home. These ones that I ordered off of Amazon, which are just like your normal nursing bra with like the snap down. but I wore it on the way home. And then I have some from Amazon, which I really liked, and then ones from Kindred Bravely. I really like the Kindred Bravely ones better, but they're definitely more expensive. So Kindred Bravely is like 100% soft, perfect usability. These are about like 90. These are really close. They're just not quite as comfortable as the Kindred Bravely ones, but they're really close. Another thing that I brought that I didn't wind up using, but I used postpartum, was some postpartum underwear that I got from Amazon. I didn't use these in the hospital because while I was in the hospital, I was still using the Depends and the mesh underwear with the hospital pads in them. But I did use these postpartum and they were really helpful. And they came in like a giant pack of 5 from Amazon for really cheap. That's all that I packed for clothing. And the big bag, or the biggest one that I have in here, is all the stuff that I used for postpartum after I gave birth to my daughter. One of my favorite things that I packed that I wound up using towards the end of my stay, because I forgot I had brought them and I wish I would have used them from like the second I gave birth, was the Freedom Mom Instant Cold Therapy Absorbent Pads. These things are amazing. They are so much better than the ones that you get from the hospital. They are a little bit on the pricey side, but I definitely think that they're worth it. They get twice as cold as the hospital ice packs and they absorb so much more. The ice packs at the hospital, at least the hospital I was at, it was literally like an ice pack with like a piece of really thin cloth over the top, so it really didn't absorb very much. It was just like, kind of felt like it was just like not comfortable down there. But these really absorb and they get twice as cold. These were a lifesaver. Another thing from Freedom Mom that I really liked was their Peri Bottle. They give you one at the hospital, but it doesn't have like the angle on it like this one does, and this one also shoots out a lot more water, so when you're going to the bathroom you really need that water to help like dilute the pee so it doesn't burn as much. So this was definitely worth it. Was it a necessity? No. Was it really helpful? Yes. Another thing I loved using at the hospital was the Dermoplast, the pain, burn, and itch one. They gave me a really small can at the hospital, but I was happy that I brought some extra. Because this stuff really helps, especially like the first 24 hours after labor. This stuff is good. Another thing that really helps with pain after labor is the Tux pads. They're really cooling and really helped with comfort. So yeah, definitely bring some Tux. Another thing I brought but I kind of forgot I had and never got the chance to use was the Earth Mama afterbirth spray. I brought this with, never got a chance to use it. Never used it. So if you guys have used this, let me know and I'll save it for next baby. Another thing I brought with but I never used was like pads. I brought some different size pads just because I wasn't sure if I'd like the ones the hospital had. But the ones that the hospital had were really great and they were there and the nurse helped you with them, so I never wound up using some of these. What I did really like using at the hospital after birth was the Depends. Some people don't want to be in a diaper, but me and baby girl afterwards were both rocking diapers and they are so much more comfy than the mesh underwear because they're like stretchy and it's like your underwear and pad all in one instead of having the mesh underwear with the big hospital pad in. It's like, you know, not sticking very well and it's like, you know, not staying where you want it to stay. So yeah, these were really comfortable. These are the Always brand ones, but I wish I would have gotten the Depends brand because these have like a baby powder smell and I really didn't like that. So I definitely liked that they were the pad and underwear all in one, but I wish I would have gotten the Depends brand because I think unscented would be way better. And then another thing I brought was like a little thing of like, you know, dry shampoo, deodorant, chapstick, which is super important because your lips get super dry from all the breathing during pushing, and hospitals are just a super dry environment. So yeah, I definitely recommend bringing some chapstick. Brought some shampoo, some body wash, and then like I said, hospitals are super dry environments, so I brought some CeraVe Daily Moisturizing Lotion, which is really helpful for just like your legs, your feet, your arms, your hands, everything, because after you take that first postpartum shower, which is amazing, definitely rehydrate your skin because you just went through major work, mama, and lotion is good. Oh yeah, and then I also had toothpaste and like a little foldable toothbrush in there. My hospital did give me a kit that had like a little toothbrush and toothpaste and stuff in it, but I liked having my own. I thought it was a little bit more comforting to like just have your own stuff. That's everything in my bag, and now I'll show you what I brought for baby. Another great thing that I brought was I brought an extra leather tote bag to take all the extras and all the paperwork that they give you at the hospital. So I definitely recommend bringing some type of tote bag to put everything in, because they give you I think I still have some of it in here. They give you like extra diapers and all sorts of like things for baby, and all of the paperwork that you get. So like I said, extra tote bag, always good. Another thing that I brought for me and for baby, just like nursing in general, that I didn't use was the Haakaa. So I brought the Haakaa to the hospital, but I didn't wind up using it because when you first start nursing, you just have colostrum, which is really hard to get out because it's really like thick and sticky. So the Haakaa really doesn't work, because Haakaa works with like collecting your letdown, which is more when you have like your actual milk. So yes, brought the Haakaa, didn't need it, definitely used it afterwards when my actual milk came in. So don't think it's a necessity to take to the hospital, at least for me it wasn't. This is the bag I brought for my daughter. I just put everything in her diaper bag. This is the Fresh Pick diaper bag, just the classic bag. And I wanted being able to fit all of her stuff in here, so I didn't really have to pack like a diaper bag and a bag for her. I just fit it all in one. What I also like about this bag is it's really easy to wipe down. The first thing I brought was like a bag with all of her coming home clothes in. And this is the bag from Itsy Ritzy. It's a wet bag, so it has like a plastic lining on the inside. And what I liked about that is any dirty clothes that she had, I could just toss in here and then just go home and wash them, and then you can wash this bag so that you don't have like a bunch of plastic bags with dirty clothes in. They just all go in here. One thing I really liked that I brought for her was this organic diaper balm by Earth Mama. So I really like this stuff. What was so great about this is we put a bunch of it on her bottom like right after she was born, because those first poops that they have are black and sticky and are really hard to get off. So one of my friends told me, they're like, put diaper balm on your baby as soon as they're born and then it'll just wipe right off. So that's what we did, and she actually had her first poop right before her first bath, and the nurse was so surprised how it just came off so easily, and she said it was amazing that she's never seen some parents do that, but she was definitely going to recommend it to parents. So yeah, this organic diaper balm really was great. It literally just wiped right off, and we didn't have to rub or anything, and she didn't even cry. So I loved bringing this for her. I definitely recommend. Going along with her diaper balm is the Bumco little bum spatula. These things are great. They come in a little traveling case so that it doesn't have, like, it keeps clean when it's in your diaper bag. But what's so amazing is, like, you just scrape out the diaper balm and put it on their butt, and then it has a suction cup that you can stick on whatever counter or wherever you're changing them to, and then use a diaper wipe and wipe it right off. So yeah, that is everything I brought with for my hospital bag. Things that I wish I would have brought, like I said, was more Jell-O, more snacks. Those were like the main things that I definitely wish I would have brought, because my husband really couldn't go very far to get food because of COVID. He couldn't really leave the room. So snacks for my husband I wish I would have brought more of, and clear Jell-O for myself, because hospital Jell-O is not the best. But yeah, so that's what I brought in my hospital bag, and that's what I actually used in my hospital bag. So yeah, thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!